I'm Joe Bisk with Secret Service. We just had a briefing with groups of canvassers who will be going out around the United Center, and there's separate teams going out around McCormick Place this morning. They'll be distributing this literature, which we can hand out to you all. And so to talk to you all about those efforts, we have Assistant Special Agent in charge, Joel Heffernan, and Glenn Brooks, who's the Director of Community Policing for the Chicago Police Department.
Thank you, Joe. Good morning, everybody. Yesterday, we released the security perimeter maps for the 2024 Democratic National Convention. Those and the latest public safety information can be found on chicago.gov/OEMC or at the OEMC application. Communication and information sharing is key to ensuring a safe and successful convention, and we are here to bring that message directly to the people that live and work in these neighborhoods. In April, if you remember, we released maps that identified areas that potentially could be impacted by the security perimeters of both this McCormick Place and the United Center. After we released those maps, we also conducted a canvassing in conjunction with our federal, local, and state partners with the City of Chicago as well as BACP to inform residents where to go to get that information as we move forward in the planning process. The canvassing efforts focused on businesses and residents around those two venues. The areas that were canvassed in the spring were larger than the final security perimeters that we produced yesterday in those final maps. During the canvassing, the teams left literature informing residents and businesses that could be impacted by the security measures. Today, the Secret Service, in conjunction with their partners, we are recanvassing these areas that will be directly impacted, as well as those who were informed that they may be within the perimeter. As we stated yesterday, we are also intentional about creating a plan that minimizes disruptions to the community as much as possible. Today, our canvassing teams are distributing new literature that you all should have that depicts the perimeter maps, street closures, as well as helpful information on how they can stay informed during the DNC. We know that security for this event of this size will have impacts. To that end, the Secret Service and our partners have conducted dozens of outreach up to this point with businesses, residents, and community groups. The objective is to effectively and efficiently communicate our plan and mitigate confusion as we move forward towards the DNC. In a total outreach effort that has touched more than 1,000 Chicago residents and businesses owners during the convention, we will have a 24/7 joint public information available during the DNC, passed in real time. In addition to today's canvassing event, the Secret Service, in conjunction with its partners, will continue reaching out and informing the community what to expect leading up to and during the convention. I would now like to introduce Chicago Police Director of Community Policing, Director Glenn Brooks.
Thank you, Joe. Good morning. So the first thing I really want to emphasize is today's canvass is just one of our efforts. This is the beginning to really make sure people have the information as the convention comes into town. And we're really here to make sure that we can start lowering the anxiety around it. We understand there was a lot of questions. Today we are providing some of those answers. And we will continue that by having community meetings, meeting with stakeholders, and really having conversations with people so they know exactly what to expect and what the different zones mean. We understand that this is a large event, but we also understand that Chicago does large events all the time, whether it's NASCAR, whether it's going to be the marathon, whether it's going to be one of the many conventions that come to town with hundreds of thousands of people. We can handle this. This is something that we regularly do, and we're looking forward for the convention. The other important thing here is to really acknowledge what a robust effort this is. This is not only the Secret Service, the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, but many city agencies. We have Department of Buildings, we have OEMC, we have the Chicago Police Department, and other departments that are here really to make sure that we knock on each and every door for those residents that are going to be directly impacted here. For those residents and stakeholders in the downtown area, we'll be meeting with those stakeholders. And additionally, we will still be working in all 77 of our communities. I cannot stress that enough. Just because the DNC is in town, the Chicago Police Department will be in each and every community during our normal police functions, reaching out to community members there to provide the level of service that they deserve. As we go forward with this, we look forward to continue to stay engaged. I want to be able to take a couple questions now if there's any questions.
Can you tell us, will any CTA bus routes be affected by this, and how many closures can we expect for taking public transit?
There will be some CTA affected areas. The best thing for people to do is go to the CTA website for any transit question. For people who really want to know about what's going to be in the convention, the OEMC app is going to be one of our primary sources where we're pushing information out. That does not mean that we are still going to be communicating with our partners, whether that's through Shy Business Chicago, whether that is through the DNC text messaging. There will be a number of different ways that we'll be reaching out to people. This is not just one channel, this is about redundancy.
I know the hospitals are out of the permanent zone, but have you still been in communication with them? Worrying about traffic and getting ambulances around?
Absolutely. We've been working with the hospital district, not only here by United Center, but we also been working with Mercy over near McCormick Place. We've been working with the fire department. We've been working with those councils in order to reduce any friction, to make sure everybody understands not only just the ambulances, but making sure that those patients that have appointments, they know how they can get to their appointment, that their appointment is still on, because we all know how hard it is to get appointments some days. So we're doing everything to make sure that those people know that they can keep their appointments and continue with the things that they need. You know, this is one thing I really want to highlight. BACP, which is Business Affairs and Consumer Protection Department, they have had a robust communications with not only businesses in the immediate impact area, but the businesses surrounding them. So they help them to better prepare for it to come as the DNC comes into town. And I have to say that the people that are going to be in the imprint of the DNC, the delegates are going to be there and they're going to be visiting those businesses. The superintendent talked about that yesterday. I'm going to leave it to his comments about those particular numbers. We do have officers from other agencies that will be assisting, who really will be focusing on the DNC infrastructure more so than patrolling. The patrolling in the neighborhoods, the patrolling around here in the downtown are going to be Chicago police officers. That's our primary responsibility, and we will fulfill it. Absolutely. So they're going to get information about the maps. We're going to explain the difference between the yellow and the red, where the yellow is just really means that your vehicles are going to be screened, but you're going to be able to walk to and from as you normally are. The red area is going to be where you're going to need to be credentialed for those delegates and those individuals who have a need within that area. And they're going to explain that to them. But that's not going to be the first time. We are still going to be hosting community meetings. We're still going to be working with the Alderman's office to ensure people have the most up-to-date information regarding the DNC and how they can get around.
Approximately how many residents are located
Within the red zone, there's a very few that are actually within the red zone. I don't have a number for you. And those that have been in the red zone, we have communicated and we are working with them to ensure that they're able to get to and from as they need to.
We have time for one more question.
In light of the Paris train attacks, does that inform your plan at all? Does that change how you are approaching security for an event of this magnitude in light of what you just saw?
So, like everything on all these major events, we are constantly looking at events worldwide, nationally, and we will adjust according to what is necessary to ensure the safety of not only the event, but our city.
Have any changes been made at this point, specifically in response to what we saw in Paris?
That is a constant evaluation.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
What's going to happen now is any minute the canvassers are going to come out, and then they'll go out and start canvassing, and then what we're going to do is have one group set aside that you could follow. So, great.
Thank you.